Vanakkam and welcome to the Hindu election conversations. This is D. Suresh Kumar and joining me is Senior Deputy Editor B. Kolappan, who's been covering the DMK for many years now. So this DMK-led India alliance is a fascinating alliance, I must say, because they've stayed together since 2017. This alliance was formed ahead of the RK Nagar by-elections in Chennai. And then since then they have faced the 2019 Lok Sabha polls together, and thereafter the 2021 assembly election, but also they remained together during the local body polls. Now the alliance does not have one party, but they have also included Kamal Haasan's Makkal, Needhi, Maiam without giving them any seat. So this is really fascinating. Kolappan, what do you think has led to this cohesiveness within this alliance partners over the last 6 years?
They are united in their opposition to the BJP. That is the consideration, that is the criteria that overrides all other political reasons, I think. Because they know very well, BJP, the emergence of the BJP in Indian politics as a major force, an unquestionable force, has created a lot of problem where functioning of the regional parties and the parties, wedded to the secular principles. If you take a look at the allies of the DMK, beside the DMK, the Congress is there and the two communist parties are there and Vidudalai Chirutaigal are there. Ideologically, all these parties are against the BJP. So, they have to stay together. You must remember, even though the DMK was part of the BJP alliance, when Jayalalitha quit the alliance in 1999, immediately DMK jumped to join the alliance. And after that, they would have realized and joined the Congress alliance in 2004, and then they're continuously sailing with the Congress. Never, their relationship is very, very strong.
Except for the brief period before 2014.
Yeah. But some because of the seat sharing problem. See, it is. I think that this is the BJP as a force. That is more than any other consideration. BJP as a force is that binding them together, because it is also involves their survival as a political parties and the functionings of the states and the state autonomy and sovereignty of the states. Because BJP today believes in the idea of one nation, one language, one food, and whatever you call it, they are interested in it in a united government, not in united government.
Uniformity. They are focusing. That's the DMK start.
Unitary government. That's what I'm saying. This will, in a law, already these parties are facing a threat from BJP. So if it is allowed to continue, or if it is able to win with a brutal majority, that will even pose a threat to the existence of these political parties.
I think, as you mentioned, that is one particular thing that binds these parties, and that has also been the reason why Stalin has been able to, retain this alliance without, giving more seats to them. All these parties, the Vidudalai Chirutaigal Katchi or the two left parties, Congress, and even the Makkal Katchi, which has not been given any seat, I think they realize that they need to remain united. Potential threat, and that is why even this time Stalin managed to give them exactly the same number of seats that they were given in 2019.
They cannot afford to leave the alliance, DMK alliance. If they are leaving the alliance, they will be responsible for the victory of the BJP and the defeat of the political parties. They are opposed to the BJP. As you said, the Makkal Katchi, which has been part of the DMK alliance for quite some time, in the last election they asked for a Lok Sabha seat. They were not given the seat. This time I thought, I sincerely thought that this time the DMK may come forward to give a seat, because last time they gave the seat to Indian Union Muslim League. But despite the fact that they were not given a seat, the party decided to stay in the alliance. It clearly shows, because their interests are the same. If the BJP is coming to power, then they will be in trouble. They would have realized what you said is also right. BCK has to contend with 2 seats, and the two communist parties have been getting only 2 seats each for the 2-3 elections in the past. So they cannot afford to antagonize the DMK also. DMK also know very well this party will not leave the fold, because there is an existential threat to these political parties from the BJP.
Yeah, the only compromise that Stalin, the DMK president, made was in allowing the MDMK to contest on its own symbol this time, and also allowing the VCK to contest from Viluppuram on the own symbol, unlike the previous time when they were forced to contest on the Rising Sun symbol. Now, arithmetic wise speaking, always people say that, in an election, the alliance arithmetic is very important. And they say that by virtue of the strength of this alliance arithmetic, the DMK will sweep 40 out of 40 seats, including the one seat in Puducherry. I'm not sure if they will actually manage such a landslide this time, because also if you look at past elections, in back-to-back elections, the results have not repeated. Usually there's some seats that they end up conceding on account of the anti-incumbency factor also. Well, what do you think? Do you think of clean sweep is possible for the DMK-led India alliance this time, considering that the NDA is putting up a strong show in terms of at least fielding very prominent candidates? Edappadi Palaniswamy of the AIDMK is going all out, virtually attacking DMK at every meeting, and he has been getting some response also for it. So, do you think a sweep is possible?
See, you have to take into consideration two factors. You have to see when the ADMK was elected in 2016 for the second time. The DMK also had a substantial presence in the assembly as the opposition. Then again, in 2021, the DMK was elected power. The ADMK is sitting in the opposition with a substantial numbers.
Exactly.
It is earlier it has not happened. Most of the time the opposition came there with a very thin, very small numbers.
About 20-25 seats they would get.
Now they are able to reach up to 40-60 seats. That's a kind of change in the Tamil Nadu politics. And moreover, let me tell you, it is also my opinion that a divided opposition is actually rival camp is helping the DMK more than anything in these elections. But Mr. Stalin, in an interview he has given to the Hindu today, he says an outcome of the election should be calculated based on the reality in the ground rather than through your imagination. What he says, the rival camp was together. Even the BJP and the ADMK was together in the 2021 assembly polls, also in the 2019 Lok Sabha polls. Despite the fact they were able to knit together a strong alliance, the DMK was able to sweep the 2019 polls and won majority in 2021 assembly elections. So he says, create a strong alliance. The DMK was able to win. When now the opposition is a divided house, so it will be very easy for them to win. That is also my opinion. Because more than anything else, the division in the opposition camp is helping the DMK more than anything.
Yeah, like you said, Mr. Stalin mentioned that the reality on the ground has to be seen. But at the same time, if you notice, in 2021, the DMK did not get a clean sweep. Like in 2019, the vote share of the DMK also came down drastically because the ADMK alliance was able to win 75 assembly seats. You divide it in terms of parliamentary seats, it will come to easily about 6 constituencies per make a parliamentary seat. So that's a substantial number. So and also the other thing that I find is in 2018 onwards, there was a strong anti-Modi wave sentiment in Tamil Nadu. We had this Go Back Modi campaign. But that sort of a campaign is not seen now. That is also one of the reasons is because the DMK being in power now, they cannot protest against a prime minister the way they did in the opposition. So when you don't have that anti-Modi sentiment at that level, intense level, what are the factors do you think will work to the advantage of the DMK? Which are the issues that will help them and what will work to their disadvantage?
Social welfare schemes in Tamil Nadu, especially the 1,000 rupees for house
rights grant for women
and the free bus and quite a lot of schemes like breakfast scheme, the 7.5% reservation for the
NEET qualified students.
Government boys who studied in governments in professional courses. So quite a lot of issues actually working in favor of DMK. Of course, when you are in the power, there found to be an anti-incumbency factor. That is working again. That is also on the ground. You could see it. But what is overriding is the I will say more than politics is again the what share otherwise would have been shared together by the ADMK and the BJP is divided. And it is overlapping. A person who may be vote for the ADMK in the assembly elections may like the BJP, because in my opinion ADMK cadres to a large extent are in a way a soft Hindu to us. The Hindu to, I will not say they are religiously fanatic, they have faith in God.
Soft Hindus, yeah, the
soft
one who
Hindus. You can see, if you come and see in the Tamil Nadu assembly, you can see the most of the MLAs wearing amulets in their hands, wearing all the outward religious symbols.
Yes.
So, and let me tell you one example, when a minister or somebody, CPM member spoke against Rama in the assembly, it was Pollachi Jayaraman who vigorously objected to his comments, even when the BJP members were sitting silent. So, I am not surprised. So, a ADMK man even think of voting for the BJP in the Lok Sabha polls instead of voting for the ADMK. That is, these kind of incidents make me believe. But only the election outcome will tell whether the ADMK, after snapping his ties, is able to retain his vote bank intact, and the BJP will be always at the mercy of one of the Dravidian parties to win the seats in Tamil Nadu.
Yeah. One other factor that I find could go against the Stalin government is the resentment among the government employees and the transport corporation employees, because the DMK promised to restore the old pension scheme, but they have not been able to do that. The transport employees have not been paid their dues. So, we will have to see how this factor actually reflects on the ground on the day of the polling. But the other point is that, Mr. Stalin, of course, remains confident that the India alliance will form the government and their man will be the Prime Minister. But on the other hand, we have multiple opinion polls, including our own this Lokniti CSTS surveys that actually show that although there may be some resentment against the BJP, still they may form the next government. In such an eventuality, do you think Mr. Stalin would face problems as Chief Minister tomorrow if Mr. Modi comes back as Prime Minister in maintaining healthy state-central relationship and getting funds for the state?
Yeah, it depends. If the BJP emerged victorious with brutal majority, then I think the DMK will be left with no option but to toe the line of the BJP in most of the issues. Maybe today, probably only the political party is very vociferous against the BJP's ideology is DMK. And despite the fact the state is not getting adequate funds and help from the sender, Stalin has not compromised his stand on his opposition to the BJP. But whether he will be able to maintain the stand continuously will be known only depending on the outcome of the election. If BJP wins with a substantial majority, then the DMK I don't think will be able to maintain the position. And suppose the BJP scrap through the election, still that party is capable of tightening his grip in the government through some other measures. And that will be it's a do or die situation for most of the regional parties like DMK. And we have to wait and see. I think you cannot afford to antagonize the BJP anymore.
Yeah, as you rightly mentioned, Mr. Stalin has been very consistent in his opposition to the BJP. But, there are just a few more days for Tamil Nadu to go to the polls, and on June 4th, when the results of the Lok Sabha polls are declared countrywide, we will know what the situation is. We shall meet you again in another video. Until then, this is D. Suresh Kumar and B. Kolappan signing off. Thank you.
Thank you.